Hello everybody, my name is Brian, and welcome to the Pokemon Aria developer commentary. This is post-commentary, so I might have lapses of talking, but pretty much what the series is going to be is me playing through my game, Pokemon Aria. All links relating to it can be found in the description below. The Twitter, the YouTube channel, and the forum page where you can actually download the game will all be there if you want to play it. This version of the game I'm going to be playing is pre-beta 3.0, so it goes up to the 4th gym, whereas the current release of the game goes up to the 3rd. So there's that. Or no, the version I'm playing goes up to the 3rd, but 3.0 will eventually end up going to the 3.0 will end up going to the 5th gym, or yeah, 5th gym. So you have that to look forward to, I guess. So this playthrough will just be me talking about my different ideas behind the game and like why I chose to do certain things. And yeah, if you didn't notice, the title screen is a script graciously put to the public by Luca S.J. He's an amazing scripter. I use a few of his, like he has a Gen 5 skin for the Battle HUD that animates the sprites and things like that. We are starting on a new file, and let's begin. So the initial startup of the game is this letter is sent to you by the Professor Board, and the Professor Board. I wanted the intro to be different. I don't want it to be some professor talking to you through the power of telepathy. It's you filling out a form, and you have to return the form to the professor in order for him to give you your starter Pokemon. If you couldn't tell, I did the art for the letter. It is amazing. It's application, I guess. That's what I called it in the opening. I have my drink in front of me, so I might be taking sips occasionally. So yeah, that's the letter is like the thing. The Lua region, which I'll show the Lua region map in the video recording in a little bit, but it is a very different region compared to other fan games or Pokemon games. It is huge. It is a very, very large region, and it has a lot in it. A lot of towns, a lot of NPCs, a lot of trainers, a lot of legendary Pokemon, and a lot of stories that are yet to be told in the game. Welcome to the Pokemon Aria demo. This version of the game is most likely buggy. Going to be buggy. No bugs are listed in bugs.txt because this game is only a demo. 3 out of 7 for Battle Frontiers. Battle Frontiers are different than regular gyms because there's one in each sub-region of Lua, which we'll be looking at in a little bit, and they all focus on themes instead of types. So this is the Lua region. There is Northern Lua, which encompasses the first 3 towns of the game. I'm kind of just moving the cursor around in the video, but it encompasses the first 3 towns in the game. And then Central Lua, which encompasses that town, Versia town, the city in the center, the cities on the left and right, and the routes going out of the center city, except for the southern one. That's part of Southern Lua, and that's like. And then the Western Lua is obviously the western side, Eastern is obviously the eastern side, and Southern is those 2 points. One's on the tip of the main Lua region continent, and the other is on an island, is on like a desert island in the middle of the ocean. The Lua region is really, really big. Each sub-region of Lua, being Northern, Southern, Central, Eastern, and Western, all have their own battle facilities, except Northern has 2 and Eastern has 2. So that's like the only difference. This is where you meet your rival. I'm going to be talking constantly. This is your rival, Belle. Belle was originally supposed to look like Bianca, but I changed her graphic so she looks like the female character from Pokemon Black and White 2. Because she's supposed to be like the kind of May character where she just kind of goes around the region exploring, filling up the Pokedex, things like that. So she helps you in terms of like later story events, but she doesn't really know why everything's happening. She's just there because she's your best friend, or she's your friend, and she wants to help you, and then she just kind of disappears. And the camera pans down to the lab. I'm not playing the game at night, but if I was playing the game at night, all the windows would be lit up. And then there's this kid I added, it was actually just yesterday, where he tells you can't go in Route 1 without a Pokemon. Before, you used to just be stopped saying, I have to go to the lab, but this is, I figured this would be more Pokemon-esque, and this game isn't supposed to be any departure from the series. I'm not trying to be different, I'm trying to copy the formula, tweaking some things, you know? In terms of, like, region structure and, like, story. I borrow story elements mostly from the GameCube Pokemon games, being XD, Gale of Darkness, and Colosseum. Or Colosseum and then XD, because those two are my favorite. Those are like some of my favorite Pokemon games, just because of their stories and things like that. So this whole exchange is Pine being a senile old man saying he doesn't remember people because he got so many kids in this lab getting starter Pokemon that they just kind of all blend together. And Belle wanting to be with you, and she's upset that like the professor doesn't remember. These are the starters. The starters in this game, if you can't tell by Tepig, have different typing than regular Unova starters. Snivy ends up becoming a grass dragon. Tepig ends up becoming a fire dark. And then Oshawott ends up becoming a water ice. So very, very different typings. And then regular Unova. And I did this mostly to have some spin on it, because if I were just to use Unova starters, it'd be kind of weird and annoying. Or not annoying, but it'd be like boring, you know? Like, you don't play a fan game to have it be exactly Pokemon. You want to have some kind of tweak or something to make it different, and that's my tweak in terms of starters. But then Belle interrupts the professor, and she wants to battle you. And this is where we see the first fight. This is your first Pokemon battle in the game versus Belle. Cool little versus bar graphic thing, courtesy of Spriter's Resource. Yeah, Pokemon Trainer Belle. You start out with your stab move in this game, like X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and Sun and Moon. I assume you start out with your stab move. But this is the Battle HUD. There's actually an updated version of Elite Battle System, but I do not want to use it because it would require me updating a bunch of other things that I don't want to update because it's a pain in the ass. But this fight is pretty much impossible to lose because Belle always chooses the starter weak to yours. So if you choose Oshawott, she'll choose Tepig. If you choose Snivy, she'll choose Oshawott. If you choose Tepig, she chooses Snivy. So yeah, and they all get their second typings at different stages. So Oshawott gets his when he's a Samurott, and Snivy gets his when he is a Servine, and Tepig always has his. So it's another risk. It's not risk reward, but it's another plus and minus to picking each starter. Oshawott is stronger against most of the Frontier Brains, which is why you don't get the second typing till later, because Oshawott's already strong. But Pine's just telling you to collect data and that you don't have a Pokedex, so he's going to send you to Melodia City, which is through the south exit. There's like, if you go south, there's a cave that you have to go through. And then you get running shoes. This is just the general starting Pokemon game stuff. Nothing big here. I guess I could talk about the first town, which is Harmonic Village, and the town naming scheme in general. They're named after musical terms. So there's Versia Town, which is verse. There's Chorus Woods, which is chorus. Harmonic Village, which is harmony. Symphonia, which is symphony. This is a not to stop my rant, or just to interrupt my rant. There's the new summary screen in 3.0. In 2.3, which is the current version of the game, you have the it looks like Gen 4, and I just made it more look like Gen 5. But after that, you can go down south. Yeah. But so all the towns are named after musical terms, and Symphonia is the center of the region. So it's the symphony pulling together all of the instruments and sounds from the towns into one big thing, because it's the capital city, you know? Yeah. And then I'm just talking about Route 1 a little bit here. Actually, I made Route 1 and Harmonic. It used to be Harmonic Villa, but I changed the name to Harmonic Village. So I made Harmonic Village and Route 1 at like 11:30 the night I started development on Aria. And Harmonic Village used to look a lot different. I think I have I actually don't know if I have an old version of Aria. It used to look way different than it does now. But the Pokemon you can find on Route 1, it's like Doves and Snowrunts and things like that. It's different because it's a snow route instead of like a regular grassy route that you start with. So yeah, and if you notice there's water there, and how I like to do my maps is I like to have places for you to come back to when you get the correct gem, or like when you get a certain gym badge and things like that, or frontier symbol, sorry. So there's water there, and on the other side of the water there's a house. If you go into the house, you get a rare Pokemon that you have to catch. It just isn't given to you, but just things like that I like including. But this is just the first trainer. It's basic. Got Blitzel. It's obviously easier if you choose like Tepig or something. No, I don't even think Blitzel has electric move yet. If we keep on going down, you'll see some more things. Oh, this is another example of crazy out there wild Pokemon. In this cave you can find Timber, Whismur, Roggenrola is another good one. I think Geodude, obviously. There's no Zubat. Oh, Cubone is another one too. So yeah, right here I'm debating on whether or not I want to catch it or not. I think I do catch it. Yeah, so let's talk about Mountain Pass. I always kind of like the idea of going through a quote-unquote dungeon in the beginning of the game. So this is the Viridian Woods, I guess, equivalent in my game. The Pokemon Aria is it's structured very similarly to Pokemon X and Y, which makes it the pacing is slow. The pacing isn't the greatest at keeping your attention. But let's stop my rant and we'll continue on to this. So this is the introduction of the grunts. If you can't tell, I do have an artist as of recording this, but when I first made the game, I had no artist. So a lot of the sprites I'm using are rips, or I found on the internet somewhere. So these two sprites are ripped from Pokemon Black and White 2, and I got it off of Spriter's Resource, and I formatted the sprite myself, and I did all that. But the player sprite I got from a sprite pack off of Poke Community. So yeah, that's the evil team. The evil team in this game, they're not the most sinister thing in the world. I'd compare them to like Team Rocket, I guess. They want more than just like money though. So we will see as we continue the playthrough. So here's a Cubone I was talking about. Hopefully I won't have to do the rest of the series in post-commentary, but for this episode I will. So, because the audio, I couldn't get it to sync and I was getting frustrated, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna record post-com. So yeah. And then I put Timber up in first in here. And then... okay, so this kid, he... what's the word? He is blocking... that's the first Battle Frontier, right there. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see. So that kid's blocking the first Battle Frontier, and that's just a way of... because the frontiers are kind of like semi-secret, you know, like... the third one is in a town, which isn't the most secretive thing ever. So is the fifth one. But the the first, second, and fourth, and then 6 and 7 are all not in towns. You have to actually go out exploring to find them. This one isn't much exploring because it's like kind of told to you like where it is. And then, but I want to push the players towards it. Like I want to gently nudge the players towards the Battle Frontiers that are hidden. Like I do that in the fourth one, because there's a story event right next to the entrance to the Battle Frontier, and the grunts are blocking the way to get to the entrance. So you're obviously like, hey, I want to go through there. And then after you beat the you finish the story event, the grunts are gone, leaving the way to open for you to go explore, and you end up finding the entrance yourself through exploration, so you feel good about it. It's not told to you, this is the frontier, you should go here after you do event A, B, and C, or after event A or whatever. So it's a way of rewarding the player without it's a way for the player to feel rewarded for exploration, which will push them to explore even more in the later parts of the game when it might be harder to find the entrance to the battle facility. So, a little game design talk. So this is just battles. As Pokemon is, there are lots and lots of battles. Yeah. Timber grew to level 4. Top of the screen is kind of cut off. I'm using a different recording software, so for this series. But yeah, we're in Melodia City now. And I think this is where the episode ends. Yeah, there's a spot you can't get into, and right there, that any effects. Yeah, the episode's ending. So, as always, I've been Brian. You guys have been my audience, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Pokemon Aria. Gotta bite out another 15 seconds. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one.